Hi everyone, welcome to Have You Heard, and today we're doing something slightly different. We're playing two deep cuts and the one famous track from what I think is the most underrated album of all time. Here we are. It's the debut album by Marc Cohn, famous for Walking in Memphis, but for nothing else. And this is an album that I only discovered about 6 years after it was released, up in the far north of South Africa, in Petersburg, in a bargain bin where I paid the equivalent of about £2 or $2.50 for an album that is just one of my favourites of all time. So, no one plays these songs apart from Walking in Memphis, which of course is famous, was nominated for a Grammy, and which helped Marc win the Grammy in 1992 for Best New Artist. But nothing has really happened since then, and it's such a shame. But let's just listen first of all to two deep cuts, and then we'll play the famous one at the end. This is the first time I've done this kind of format, but I'm looking forward to it. Suspend your, not prejudices, but clear your mind. Put on some headphones and listen to these first two songs before you hear the familiar one. They are beautiful. I'm not going to say any more at the moment. We'll play the first one, which is called Walk on Water. Then we'll have just a quick discussion on that. And then we'll go on to Perfect Love. So gorgeous. I'm sure you'll like them. Here we go. Off with Walk on Water first of all.
Let's go down to the sound tonight. Tide is low and we can walk on water. Reel me in under that starry night, just like the fisherman's daughter. Baby, when the bands and the barkers go home, they say that Venus, she rises from out of the foam. She dances on air and laughs at the moon and watches young lovers in fiery dunes. So are you willing to wait for the miracle? Willing to wait it through? Are you willing to wait for the miracle? Or don't you believe they're true? There's an old man sitting by the side of the pier. He's got his cross and his camera and his bottle of beer. He just sits all day and all through the night, praying for a vision or a heavenly light. 'Cause he's willing to wait for the miracle, willing to wait it through. He's willing to wait for the miracle. What else is there gonna do? What else is it gonna do? Me, I don't need no heavenly sign, 'cause I got the water and the wine. But baby, please let your love light shine, 'cause we're all gonna meet our maker sometime. That's why I'm willing to wait for the miracles, willing to wait them through. I'm willing to wait for the miracles, but I just can't wait for you. Just can't wait for you. Let's go down to the sound tonight. Walk on water. Walk on water. Walk on water. Walk on water. Walk on water.
Oh, I just love that song. Let's go down to the sound tonight, where we can walk on water. And you just get that atmosphere. It's the dark of night. You're by the sound, by the sea, whatever it is, and you're young and you can do whatever you want to do. You feel like you can do anything. And he's obviously in love, but he can't wait for her. She's got to make a decision. What an absolutely wonderful song. And I just hope you enjoyed it. It just takes me away every time I hear it. His piano playing is as good as anything I've ever heard from anybody. Beautiful. But now we're going to move on to Perfect Love, where he switches piano to guitar, and he plays with John Leventhal on this particular song. John Leventhal, a producer and arranger, and put on headphones for this, please. It is so lovely. Perfect for headphones.
Down by the boathouse at Shaker Lake, when there wasn't nothing but love to make, they were two young lovers wishing on the stars above, where they carved their initials in an old birch tree, with a heart and an arrow and a 63. You had to be blind not to see it was a perfect love. It was a perfect love. Yeah. Well, they worked one summer together at the 64 World's Fair. They met Robert Kennedy there. Well, it was right before the fall, and they saved up a little bit of money for his career, and they talked about the future underneath the giant sphere, and all around them the little voices were singing, it's a small world after all. Yes, it is a small world after all. And it was perfect love. It was a perfect love. And the stars above. Now they were dizzy from dancing on Rockaway Beach. They came to Rockaway. They never let it get them down. No. They just go walking down the country lane. See the leaves are changing in the misty rain, and only one thing remains the same. Oh, yeah. Just the perfect love. Under the moon and the stars above. Yeah. Perfect love. Perfect love. Perfect love. Yeah. Dizzy from dancing under the moon and the stars above. It was a perfect love. Yeah. Under the moon and the stars above.
Two guitars, a little bit of percussion, and the sharp-eared amongst you might recognize the backing vocalist there. It was James Taylor. Such a beautiful song. So simple, but so beautiful. Right, let's now go on to the famous song from the album. It's Walking with Memphis, released in March of 1991. Where did it get to? It got to number 13 in the US charts. It was nominated for Song of the Year in the Grammys, famously covered by Cher, became even more popular when she released it. But simply a wonderful song that has been covered many, many times on reaction channels on YouTube. The first two, never. This one, a lot. But it's such a wonderful song that I felt I needed to draw you in, get through the first two so you could listen to the third one. Hopefully you enjoyed the first two. But here we go. We'll go back to Walking with Memphis, his best known song, and it is so wonderful.
Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded the plane. Touched down in the land of the Delta Blues in the middle of the pouring rain. W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I got a first class ticket, but I'm as blue as a boy can be. Then I'm walking in Memphis, just walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through. Now security, they did not see him, they just hovered round his tomb. But there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room. When I was walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? They've got catfish on the table, got gospel in the air. And Reverend Green, be glad to see you when you haven't got a prayer. But boy, you got a prayer in Memphis. Now Muriel plays piano every Friday at the Hollywood, and they brought me down to see her, and they asked me if I would do a little number, and I sang with all my might. She said, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said, ma'am, I am tonight. Walking in Memphis, was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, I was walking with my feet 10 feet off a beam. Walking in Memphis, but do I really feel the way I feel? Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded the plane. Touched down in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Touched down in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain.
One of the greatest songs in the last 40 years, I think. So beautiful and so uplifting, very autobiographical. He went to Memphis, he walked around Memphis. I believe he might have been experiencing a bit of writer's block, I'm not quite sure. But all of those things happened to him in that particular song. And it makes me always want to go to Memphis. And I do want to go to Memphis. I still haven't done it. I still want to. But this album got to number 27 in the UK, number 38 in the US. As I say, the single had a large amount of success. But nothing else happened. 6 more singles were released from the album after this. Obviously, the record company trying to milk everything. A couple of them were minor hits. I think Silver Thunderbird was one of them, and Perfect Companion the other one. But the rest didn't. And he kind of slowly disappeared. He's still playing to this day. He's touring at the moment. He's 66, and you can see live clips on YouTube, but no one is reacting to his songs anymore. The 2 I chose here, Walk on Water and Perfect Love, typical of me, they weren't any of the singles. The 2 I like the most are the deepest of the deep cuts. But just my personal taste. I hope you enjoyed listening to them. It's amazing how an album that you can buy 6 or 7 years after its release in a bargain bin in a tiny little backstreet record shop can, and purely on the back of knowing one song, because that's the only reason I bought the album, for £2.50 to buy Walking in Memphis. Yes, I'll do that. Little did I expect from the rest. It's superb. So it's one of my Desert Island CDs or albums. Um, if I was to be stranded on a desert island with just one particular album, this would go very close to being that one album. That's how much I enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed listening to these three songs. Please let me know in the comments what you thought. If you like the video, please press the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We are now over 600 and rocketing up to 602. And I'm just hoping now we are going to rejuvenate the channel with long lost wonderful songs. This is the first of those attempts, and this is the first time I've played three songs off one album. Um, so your feedback will be very interesting. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you on our next video, which will be tomorrow. Check out the playlists. Don't forget the playlists if you're new to us. But I'll see you tomorrow because we do one every day. Cheers, everybody.